Welcome to Byte-Sized Tech, where we blend casual conversations with insightful discussions on the latest in technology and gadgets.
That's right.
Today, we are diving deep into the world of tech and AI advancements.
Exciting times.
Yeah, so we've got some fascinating stories for you from TechCrunch, TLDR.
Both of them, actually.
Oh, right. Both the regular TLDR and the AI-focused one.
Yep.
And a really cool newsletter called The Neuron.
Really interesting stuff.
Yeah, so buckle up because the AI landscape is changing faster than ever.
It really is.
And we're here to break it all down for you.
Absolutely. So what's really interesting is that it's not just the big players making waves anymore. We're seeing innovation coming from all corners of the globe.
Okay, let's start with something everybody loves.
Yeah.
iPhones. Rumors are swirling about a potential iPhone Air launching this fall.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
And it could be thinner than any iPhone we've seen before.
Thinner and potentially foldable.
Oh, wow. A foldable iPhone. Now, that would be something, but wouldn't cramming all that tech into a super thin design mean compromises on battery life or functionality?
Yeah, that's a valid concern. You see, if the rumors are true, this iPhone Air might be Apple's testing ground for some pretty innovative tech like in-house wireless and cell modem chips.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and it could even be a stepping stone towards a foldable iPhone.
Wow. But wouldn't all that be hard to fit in such a thin phone?
Well, yeah, Apple will have to strike a balance between sleek design and practicality. We might see advancements in battery technology or power efficiency to address those concerns.
That makes sense. Speaking of tricky situations, TikTok's future in the U.S. is still hanging in the balance. App stores are facing huge fines for hosting the app.
Billions of dollars, potentially?
Wow. But some are resuming TikTok services anyway. It's a risky move.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
This situation really highlights the power struggle between tech giants and government regulation. The fines involved are massive. Like I said, we're talking billions of dollars.
Yeah.
This could definitely impact how apps are developed and distributed in the future.
Yeah, it's a high-stakes game for sure.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about something a little more futuristic. OpenAI might be releasing a tool called Operator.
I've heard of that one.
It's an AI that can actually control your PC. Imagine that.
AI agents are getting more sophisticated every day. While this technology could be incredibly useful for accessibility and automation, it also raises some serious questions about privacy and security.
Like what kinds of questions?
Well, if an AI can control your computer, how do we ensure it's not misused?
That's a good point. It's exciting to think about the possibilities, but we also have to be cautious about the potential downsides.
Exactly. It's a double-edged sword. And speaking of AI advancements, a Chinese AI lab called DeepSeek just released a powerful open-source AI model that's turning heads.
Right, DeepSeek R1.
That's the one.
It's been outperforming some of the big names in AI, especially in math, code, and reasoning tasks. They're using something called reinforcement learning, which is basically teaching AI how to think through trial and error.
It's kind of like training a dog. You know, you reward the dog for getting closer and closer to the desired behavior. DeepSeek's approach is similar. It lets the AI learn by doing, and the results have been impressive.
Wow, so DeepSeek is shaking things up in the AI world. And their approach of open sourcing their AI model could be a game changer.
Oh, absolutely. Open source means that anyone can access and modify the AI model's code. This could lead to faster innovation and wider accessibility of AI technology. But of course, there are potential drawbacks like misuse or the spread of biased algorithms.
That brings up a crucial point. The U.S. government is calling for more collaboration between public and private sectors to win the AI race against China.
This just goes to show how strategically important AI has become. Governments are starting to realize that AI has the potential to impact everything from national security to economic competitiveness. And with DeepSeek's success, it's clear that China is a major contender in this race.
It's like a modern-day space race, but with algorithms instead of rockets. And speaking of China's ambitions, they're actually hosting a marathon for humans and robots.
You're not kidding. It's not just a quirky event either. This marathon in Beijing is a symbol of China's commitment to leading the way in robotics and AI. They're also focusing on using AI to address societal challenges, like an aging population.
A marathon with robots. That's a pretty wild image. It really makes you think about a future where humans and robots coexist and maybe even compete.
It's a fascinating glimpse into the future, but it also raises questions about how we'll adapt to this new reality and what the ethical and societal implications will be.
Those are some big questions.
Yeah.
And speaking of big questions, I think it's time for a little break. We've got even more tech news to unpack, so stay tuned.
You know how we were just talking about China's push into AI and robotics?
Yeah.
Well, this next story might surprise you. It seems former President Trump signed an executive order creating a Department of Government Efficiency.
Department of Government Efficiency.
Yep, it was the brainchild of Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy.
Huh. Department of Government Efficiency. Sounds like a lot of paperwork. What's the goal?
Well, the idea is to streamline government operations, potentially by automating many tasks currently done by federal employees.
Wow, that would be a major shift. I wonder what it would mean for people working in those departments.
It's definitely going to be interesting to see how it plays out. Now let's move on to something a bit lighter. Videos. Even with all the uncertainty around TikTok, it seems like the decentralized web is embracing video content in a big way.
I've noticed that. Bluesky launched a custom feed for videos, and Flipboard has a new app called Surf that's all about video.
Right. It's clear that video is becoming increasingly popular, and with AI-powered video generation getting better all the time, it's only going to get more interesting.
Speaking of AI video generation, I saw something about Video 2.0.
Yes, Video 2.0 is a new video generation model that's creating a lot of buzz. It supposedly produces higher quality videos with better subject consistency, even at resolutions up to 1080p.
Wow, that's pretty incredible. Okay, let's circle back to the AI arms race between the US and China. The Neuron newsletter had some thought-provoking points about it.
It's a complex issue, for sure. It's not just about which country develops the most advanced AI, but also about how that AI is used and regulated.
Right.
There are concerns about the democratization of potentially dangerous technologies.
And the impact goes far beyond military applications, right?
Absolutely. AI has the potential to disrupt industries, leading to job displacement and potentially widening existing inequalities. Then there's the whole issue of misinformation and the possibility of AI being used for malicious purposes.
It sounds like we need to be having some serious conversations about the ethical development and use of AI.
I agree. You're absolutely right. We need to think critically about the potential consequences of these advancements and ensure that AI benefits all of humanity, not just a select few.
Well said. On a different note, I read that venture capitalists are now focusing on AI startups that specialize in specific tasks rather than those trying to build foundational models.
That makes sense. We've seen incredible progress in foundational AI models, but now the focus is shifting towards practical applications. Businesses are looking for AI solutions that can solve real-world problems.
So instead of trying to create the next ChatGPT, startups are focusing on niche areas where AI can make a real difference.
Exactly. There's a growing demand for AI-powered tools in areas like healthcare, finance, and education. Startups that can demonstrate expertise in these domains and develop tailored AI solutions are likely to attract significant investment.
It's like the AI gold rush is moving into a new phase, from discovery to refinement and application.
I like that analogy. And just like any gold rush, there will be winners and losers. But one thing is certain. The AI landscape is constantly evolving, and it's an exciting time to be witnessing these developments.
It definitely keeps things interesting. Speaking of big tech companies, Google has decided to go all in on a data format called Apache Iceberg.
Yeah, it seems to be driven by customer demand, especially from those who already use Amazon's S3 object storage. It's all about making data storage and access more efficient.
So Google is basically adapting to what users want. Smart move. On the other hand, Meta seems to be making some, well, questionable decisions.
Meta.
Ah.
They always seem to be in the spotlight for one reason or another.
Their plan to replace human fact-checkers with a community notes model and AI for content moderation is facing a lot of pushback.
Yeah, I can see why people are worried about bias and the potential for misinformation to slip through the cracks. Can AI really handle such a sensitive task?
It's a valid concern. AI can be easily manipulated, and it's already hard enough to detect things like deepfakes and other synthetic media. Giving AI that much power over content moderation is risky.
And the ethical implications are huge. Who's accountable when things go wrong?
It's a complicated issue, for sure.
Okay.
But while Meta navigates those choppy waters, another company is using AI for good intuition. Robotics, the maker of EleQ, just launched a new AI system to support caregivers of older adults.
This is a fantastic example of AI being used to address real-world needs. EleQ is an AI-powered companion robot that's already been helpful for seniors. Now this new system extends its reach to caregivers.
It sounds like a great resource for families facing the challenges of aging and caregiving.
It is. It provides remote care management, helps reduce caregiver stress, and empowers older adults to maintain their independence.
I love hearing stories like that. It's encouraging to see AI being used to make a positive impact. Now let's talk about NVIDIA's Project Digits.
Ah, yes, the desktop AI computer for home researchers. For a cool $3,000, you can run AI models with up to 200 billion parameters right from your desk.
That's a pretty hefty price tag. But for serious AI enthusiasts and researchers, this is a game changer. It makes powerful AI tools accessible to individuals.
It really highlights how quickly technology is advancing. What was once limited to research labs and universities is now within reach for anyone with the budget and the interest.
That's pretty mind-blowing when you think about it.
It certainly is, and it makes you wonder what the next breakthrough will be.
Speaking of breakthroughs, I think we have time for one last topic before we wrap things up. Okay, let's talk about cybersecurity. It seems like every week there's another major data breach. This time, it's HPE that's in the hot seat.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's true. A well-known hacker who calls himself Intel Broker claims to have stolen a massive amount of data from HPE.
Like what kind of data?
Oh, things like product source code and access keys to their services.
Oof, that's a worst-case scenario for any company, especially a tech giant like HPE. The potential fallout from this could be immense.
No kidding. It really is. It's a sobering reminder that even the largest and most sophisticated companies can be vulnerable to cyber attacks. Robust security measures and constant vigilance are more critical than ever in today's digital landscape.
It's like a never-ending arms race between hackers and security experts.
You got that right. Speaking of arms races, let's go back to the U.S. government's efforts to boost AI development. They've launched a new suite of AI tools called Humphrey, designed to help civil servants work more efficiently.
Humphrey. That sounds almost friendly for government AI. What exactly does Humphrey do?
Well, think of it as a digital brain for the government. The goal is to streamline processes, automate tasks, and make the whole bureaucratic machine run more smoothly.
Well, anything that makes dealing with government agencies easier is a win in my book. It sounds like a significant investment in AI technology.
It is. The UK government spends billions annually on technology.
Really?
Yeah, but a lot of it is outdated. Humphrey represents a push to modernize and leverage AI for greater efficiency and effectiveness.
So it sounds like they're finally catching up to the private sector. But while governments are busy implementing AI solutions, how is this tech evolution impacting us regular folks?
That's the big question, isn't it? We're seeing AI integrated into almost every aspect of our lives, from the apps we use to the cars we drive. It's changing how we work, communicate, and even think.
Yeah, it's both exciting and a bit overwhelming, to be honest. It's like living in a science fiction movie, but it's actually happening. What can we do to keep up with this rapid pace of change?
Well, I think the key is to embrace lifelong learning. Stay curious, ask questions, and be open to new ideas and technologies. Don't be afraid to experiment and explore.
That's great advice. There's always something new to learn, especially in the world of technology. Speaking of learning, TLDR had a really interesting article about what makes people successful in the fields of QA, automation, and software development. It highlighted the importance of both technical and soft skills.
Absolutely. The article emphasized that communication, problem solving, and a willingness to take ownership are just as important as technical expertise. It's a good reminder that even in our increasingly tech-driven world, human qualities are still highly valued.
It's like a perfect blend of tech and humanity. We need creative minds to develop these amazing technologies, and we need skilled professionals to implement and manage them effectively.
It's a symbiotic relationship, and as we navigate this digital age, it's important to remember that technology is ultimately a tool. It's up to us to use it wisely and ethically to build a better future for everyone.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Well, it's been great exploring all these topics with you today.
It's been a pleasure chatting with you too.
And to all our listeners out there, thanks for tuning in to Byte-Sized Tech. If you enjoyed the deep dive, like, comment, share, and subscribe for more fun tech discussions.